Can everybody hear me? Yes. All right. If you are team 1, which is Al-Baqa, you will get the yellow bus. Lujain is
It's rare to see Dr. Hammam Akbek sitting down, but the pain management doctor was watching the news in his Ohio home when he decided he needed to do more to help refugees fleeing fighting in Syria.
I just couldn't take it anymore, and I wanted to know what exactly going on. So I booked a flight on a Friday, as it's my weekend. So I flew Friday to Jordan, and I took a cab, and I said, take me to where the Syrians refugees are.
Akbek was horrified by what he saw. He decided to start a nonprofit organization, Atlantic Humanitarian Relief, or AHR, and began recruiting more volunteers to help.
So I put on Facebook that this is what I did a couple times. If anybody wants to go with me.
I received a message from this doc asking me in 2012, November of 2012, 3 words: will you help?
One of Dr. Akbek's early recruits was Beth Tomorrow, a spinal cord injury nurse working at a VA hospital in Boston.
And then when I said, what's the deal? The message was, I'm in Amman, Jordan. There's a lot of spinal cord injury patients here. Can you help me out? And I didn't know why there were a lot of spinal cord injured patients. And I began to ask some questions and learned really about what was going on in Syria.
The movement grew, and actually it was a Facebook movement. So each person started putting on his page what we did and some pictures, and out of a sudden in March, and we have an explosion of the number of people who are coming, and then May, and then September, and then November, and we start doing this every 3 months continuously.
The physicians conducted a needs assessment in Jordan and learned that many refugees living in cities and state-sponsored camps were relatively well cared for. But not all the refugees crossing the border were getting the aid they needed.
Jordan is a country to begin with very limited resources. They have been accepting refugees from all over, and it just could not keep up with the demand of all those refugees. Despite all that fact, they're still doing the best that they can. Actually, in my opinion, they're doing more than they can to be able to help the refugees in these circumstances.
The doctors discovered that the greatest need was from refugees living along the border in the unofficial refugee camps the Jordanian government does not support.
Sometimes we have to drive 2 hours from Amman just to reach one of those, what we call them, quote unquote, random camps where those refugees live in. So that's where now became our focus, is how to reach those people, because the United Nations will not support any refugee is not registered. The local NGOs will not support them because they live so far away. So basically, they are the forgotten people, and they are not a small number. And they are scattered all over the kingdom.
I'm standing here at a makeshift refugee camp that's approximately 2 miles away from the Syrian border. This is one of the camps that's closest to the Syrian border, and therefore the situation is incredibly dire. The people here don't have health care, don't have education, and they're living in complete squalor. In fact, the doctors that we're traveling with today asked us to wear these masks in order to protect ourselves from infection. The doctors, healthcare workers, and humanitarians come from all around the world and use their own money and vacation time for these trips.
And the nice thing about it, that ethnically, they are from all over, religiously, from all type of religion. So basically, it could not, there's nothing more could represent humanity at its best than this mission.
So what stands out is just, it amazes me that a team of strangers can come together, meet each other on day one, and almost within that very first hour, form a lifelong bond, and I mean lifelong.
The global medical team is joined by local volunteers, many of whom are Syrian refugees living in Jordan. They say working with AHR helps them heal from the trauma of war.
I feel that the volunteering work is treating me from inside, and I have now purpose and aim in my life, so I feel alive again. I feel that I am helping, I am doing something, even that I don't have money, I don't have resources. I am just doing whatever I can right now, which is giving them my time and my effort to help them. And as soon as I can help more, I will.
Together, the team works all day, visiting camps along the border and providing basic medical care. They set up clinics and tents and pharmacies in their buses. They see hundreds of patients each day, many with serious health issues, almost all with tragic stories to tell.
I lived with my husband and 3 children in Daraa, Syria. And of course I have a university degree, a master's. I was a school principal for 17 years. In 2004, my son got sick and he was diagnosed with blood cancer. And in 2007, after treating him for 3 years, we discovered that he was infected with hepatitis C. We left for Jordan in 2012. Until now, we haven't been able to find any treatment for my son in Syria. We also left because of the war, as my son's condition worsened when the war started. He got really sick because he was scared. I was afraid his condition would deteriorate. That's why I left.
Stories like this one, plus the long work hours, can take a toll on the team members.
Sometimes you're faced with a situation that paralyzes your brain. It freezes you. It's just, you don't know how you're gonna move from here ethically, humanity. You have so much mixed emotions inside you, whether it's anger, frustration, hope. It's very hard to describe the emotions that you go through as a physician, as a human being, and what to do in this type of situation.
That may be why the team takes rare, brief moments, like the bus rides to and from the camps, to have a little fun. And at night, they relax, enjoy being together, and discuss the day, an important part of ensuring none of these volunteers is overwhelmed by the harsh realities facing the Syrian refugees. Reporting from Amman, Jordan, this is Neha Wadaker.